Hi Ron, in this episode I'm going to convert a black painted set of dauphines into a loomed set of dauphines. Basically these hands are identical, loomed and black painted. So basically it will be like restoring a, the loom on a dolphin hand. The end result will be. I've put a single hand inside thinner and I'm heating the package inside boiling water to fasten the process, and I expect the paint to be removed in like a minute or so. Remove the paint from the minute sand. It's now soaking a bit more, so there are no black sections left inside. Now for this hour sand, I noticed that it's slightly bent a bit, so I'm going to put it on a flat surface, put a protective plastic sheet on, and gently apply some pressure to straighten it a bit. You can see a weird bend. Also, I've used these hands before, and you can also see how weirdly shaped it is. So, in general, before using these new stock hands, you have to calibrate them a bit. For example, this is going downwards at first, and then it's going upwards. It's a very weird shape. You would expect it to go upwards first and downwards a bit, not this way around. So my original method was putting the hands in ammonia and putting it in the ultrasonic cleaner for 5 or 10 minutes, and it removed the paint cleanly. However, this new trial with thinner didn't work as well. So I did this because I didn't bring my ammonia to this home with me. So I put them in turpentine instead, and I'm going to try to make them perfectly clean using the ultrasonic cleaner again. It wasn't the bestest of ideas, but no damage done. The hands are clean and loom free, however, the condition isn't that good, mainly because of the bend that was in the hour sand. I tried to correct it, but you can still barely tell from the glare and the disruption of the glare. So overall, with the complications, etc., I think this will be a good handset for a non-pristine dial, but for a very pristine and top condition dial, I don't think this will be a good fit after all. I have these mounted on a test donor moment, and you can see the alignment is pretty bad as well. And the R sand needs to go lower, and similarly the minute sand need to go lower as well. And I don't know whether hands were originally sent like this and always needed an alignment, but I have a theory that most Nemo stock parts are Nemo stock for a reason, and most of them are actually flowed in one way or another. This is easy to observe on crystals, for example. You get crystals that are much larger than the intended size and very hard to put on. And I think it's the case with the hands as well. You get, for example, second sands that aren't cardboard to the size, and our sands are usually like this one too. For example, I've used a set of these sands before, and our sands is always looking upwards, and you need to correct them before getting them on a precious tile. So as this, I'm going to flatten the minute sand a bit and bend our sand from the base, so it's more looking downwards instead of upwards like this one. The fitment is slightly better, but now you can see a secondary issue where the our sand is too close to the minute sand, and this is because the base is actually too long and it doesn't go in further, so the base needs to be sanded down as well. And again, I've experienced this before, and when you work to this level on a new stock watch, it's really, especially for me, it's very hard to keep them in pristine condition. You sometimes get like very small scratches. For example, you can see the minutes and scratch here. I used my steel uh, tweezer at one point instead of the plastic one because it was so hard to get it out and got one scratch there. Anyway, this was to just get my experience renewed before I move on to more precious watches, and I think I achieved that at least. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sand down the base and then get the fitment right again. It's also a good idea to do this first thing with this one, so I should have done the fitment before even removing the paint, and then remove the paint, and then right after that relume, so the ordering was wrong as well. I measured the 8 of the hour sand inside the plastic bag and it's 0.64 millimeters. The hand on my plastic tweezer and I'm going to apply an 800 sandpaper this way. With just a couple passes I managed to get it down to 0.56 and I think this could be enough. You can see that the base metal is brass-like from color here and color here, so it's basically coated with something like white gold. I think it's best to test at each small increment, and you can see that they are clearing each other, but they are almost touching each other as well. And the minute sand is still looking a bit upwards, so I'm going to shorten the hour sand to maybe 0.45 and also bend the minute sand further down a bit as well, so it clears the second sand easier after mounting. I got it to 0.49, but the base is almost gone, so I think this is a good place to stop. It is almost perfect. They are clearing each other, but after being glued, I don't think they will clear each other anymore. The minute sands need to go upwards at the base a bit and then go downwards. So it needs a refitment again. I've also read the base of the hour sand, so it is now probably close to 0.45. So the base clearance is good, but the minute sands shape is remaining. It's going downwards. Needs to go a bit upwards and maybe have a slope downwards at the end to clear the crystal. So right now, finally, they have a minimal clearance. The minute sands is a bit loose, so I'm going to tighten it a bit. But it's sad that you have to work this hard to get a new handset to work, and this is the hard part of collecting vintage watches. I mean, you have to double the prices at least by 2 for new stock parts. I cleaned the ants and I don't think they look very bad. The arsen has a bit of a glare issue that is there if you look for it. But other than that, they look pretty good, I think. The hands are staked. I will use a very tiny amount of loom and regular binder. So the loom is a white, and luckily the application was very good on the minute sand. The minute sand will be problematic on the sunset. The Arsant on the other hand is an okay application. This won't show, and I think it will look good. The interesting part is I think the loom color is changed a bit. It's more olive colored, but it's probably because it's wet. Maybe the binder affects it a bit too. I could have crushed it before applying binder to make it more effective, and because it's quite hardened now, not dust, so it was probably a bit. There was probably a little water in there. I closed this up. Anyway, now going to wait the result. So the hands have dried and I quite like the result, especially the color. Going to mount them again and see about the clearance. Here they are mounted and I think the glare is okay too. The color is definitely very good. I have one set of loomed new stock dauphine, and I think they look very similar to this one. Actually, I think I can do a side-by-side comparison too. So these are the new stock ones, and these are the ones that I just prepared. And I think the difference is that the loom on the new stock one is a bit fuller, and the one on mine is a bit more grainy. This one's more uniform, and I guess that's because I didn't crush the pigment I prepared into finer dust, and it caused this graining. But I don't think it looks bad. It definitely looks good, and the color match I think is pretty good, and they all green and color differently. So overall, this was an experience, and the lessons are to first get the hands to fit well. I mean, with all new handsets, it's the first step. The second step is to use ammonia to remove the existing gloom or paint. And the third step is, I guess, prepare, crush the loom. Other than that, it seems good. And sadly, I've checked the other hands in this set, and the other ours hands were bent like this one as well. And again, that's the problem with new stock hands. They are new stock for a reason. Luckily, I think I have other 5 other sets of black center dauphine hands, and they were pristine compared to this. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. I finally realized why the dauphine hands were always so hard to get right fitment wise. On regular CK sand, you can see that the minute sand has a base underneath that spaces the R sand and minute sand. However, the dauphine hands are flat underneath, and the pushers I use weren't the right size. I need to find more precise pushers. So basically, I was over pushing the minute sand a bit too. To experienced watchmakers, this will likely be obvious, but for an amateur like me, I just now finally realized, and it dawned on me that this was the actual issue. I was overpressing the minute sand, and I could have had it spaced a bit in the middle. I'm very relieved actually, because I still haven't started working on any significant watches. I've been building my experience with the bottom end, and I'm slowly going to the up end of watches. And yeah, I'm very excited now that I finally solved why these dauphine ends were always challenging. But still, again, the main issue was that the hand arrived bent. So this needs another layer of cleaning. You can see the clear issue. But the main issue is again the hand being pre-bent. So at least I'm glad that I didn't ruin a pristine set of hands. I think I have 5 set of hands, and these were supposed to bring that number to 8, but yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.